Crafting is a lot deeper than you think. With crafting coming out here in 4.7, there's a lot of people wondering where crafting is going to go. And so I take time to watch this Star Citizen live directly after the 2024 CitizenCon, and it has so much details about where they're taking crafting, and it's honestly mind-boggling the amount of detail that has gone into this. It has gotten me so excited for the future of crafting in Star Citizen. The sponsor of this video, of course, real quick, is you. If you are not subscribed yet, 68% of you that watch my videos all the time are not subscribed. Hit that sub button, turn on the bell, and enjoy the video.
So let's talk about making stuff. We've done a lot of base building stuff here. Let's do some crafting.
Oh, I'm curious where they were with crafting and where we are today. This is going to be fun.
How does crafting change existing gathering methods such as mining and salvage?
That is a bigger topic because, yeah, so the TLDR, or the short version, is the mining that we have right now will change more drastically again, and we will revisit like other gathering methods that we have. Like we have mining, we have salvage, and salvage will also get like a nice little treat, but let's start with mining. So on the mining side, we basically have to, because of the quality that we add to the minables that you will now find, we talked about that, and we considered that, okay, with the mining system right now where we have multiple resources per rock, that doesn't make any sense, because you might want to look for quality instead of finding like a specific resource. So we want to make it easier for the player to actually look for the specific resources they need for the crafting processes. So we will basically split up or we break out the randomness in the minables that we currently have, but have bespoke minables. So we will find the copper rock, the iron rock, the
They changed that.
Titanium
rock. Thank you.
Okay.
So the titanium rock, and because what you're looking for is a better quality there, right? So you will still look for like the titanium rock that basically fits, like has the perfect quality, but you don't have to look for a rock that contains titanium anymore.
All this talk of perfect quality is tilting me, chat. I don't know if you know, 3 days we've been at this and we haven't found 1,000 quality item yet. Not one.
Interesting.
And here we also want to emphasize, or we want to utilize the new planet tag that was also talked about at CitizenCon, where we want to make use of the biomes that we get through those, and then have like more meaningfully placed minerals on the planet. So you will find certain materials more likely at a riverside or in a certain biome versus in other biomes. So we are really looking forward to get more control over that. So yeah, we are internally quite excited about that. And yeah, and additionally on the mining, so we now talked about like the minerals themselves. We will also be more concrete on the minables that you find based on the profession that you picked. So if you are a ship miner, you will find ship mining deposits.
Okay,
if
we
you
knew
are
that.
an FPS miner, you will only find FPS minables. And if you are a ground vehicle miner, you will find ground vehicle resources.
I like that they split those up.
And if you want to use your ground extraction tool in your base, you will find specific materials there. So what I'm saying here is that we don't have the shared minerals anymore that we currently have between FPS and ground vehicle mining. We will have the hard cuts. So everything you will find FPS in FPS mining, you will only find in FPS mining. Everything ground vehicle mining, only there. Only ship mining, only there. So this, we will have a clearer separation so that we can actually encourage the different gameplay loops a bit more effectively.
Okay, they
I'm
did that.
really looking forward to that. That it'll mean that whichever kind of mining profession you choose to do, you'll have some valuable, unique materials that you can only get with that profession.
It's going to be a lot more different materials as well.
Yeah, the amount of materials that we will have is...
yeah.
Okay, they're saying there's a lot.
And you'll be sure that between ISC and SCL, we'll definitely cover that in the future. I really like everything you just said, and it all sounds great. I like this idea of moving them to the biomes and making them biome specific and stuff, because while scanning will always be a part of the Star Citizen experience, and that will continue to evolve and get better. This idea that someone who is experienced and someone who is knowledgeable can just, fly over, do low flying, over the surface of a planet and use it to be like, okay, no, that's an area I'm looking for where titanium is, and I know titanium spawns in areas that look like this, and easily spot that and stuff like this. It's, low flying can evolve to being surveying, manner of speaking.
So I like the way they did it right now, by the way. I just want to quickly go over this. They have that, what they're talking about here, but there's other minables in there as well. So you almost have like a double chance to find different things, right? Corundum has aluminum in it. Aluminum has corundum in it. And you can, it's really good. I like that way, and I hope they keep it this way. They went through a couple of changes here, so hopefully they fixed, or hopefully they're stuck to what they're. I like the way they have it right now.
But for the people
makes
who
it
are
also easier to find the minerals, right?
Yeah.
Right now you are little shout out to Red Monster, but you use like mining guides online, for example, to know exactly where you have to go to actually find what you are looking for. And with this, we want to make it more accessible, that it's logical where you find certain things, and then it's also clearer in the sense of, because it's just one thing that
I want more base
find
building
there.
though.
Right.
More base
So,
building.
Hopefully that, or like our goal is to make it more accessible, and not that accessible in the sense of people that are new to the game are also more attracted to the gameplay loop, but we still want to keep the expert gameplay to it.
absolutely
Yeah.
easy to learn,
mentioned
difficult to
it.
master.
Yeah, yes. There's the thing that I mentioned at the beginning, that Salvage will get also a little revisit, and something that I'm really happy and excited to tell you is we will have some time to revisit it, and what we will do there is, I think, something that a lot of people already expected or for the initial release, and that is in regards to the construction material that you actually get from munching from
structural salvage.
From structural salvage. Thank
Munching.
you. That basically the ships are made out of certain components, and once you basically gather them through that, you will have those materials, and then there will be processes to separate them, but this is something that is still being decided of what way we want to go down there.
The thing I really like about this is that it ties it into the dismantle side of crafting, that if you dismantle something, you'll get back some of what it's made of. Same thing with salvage. Your ship just kind of becomes a portable dismantling fabricator thing.
No, that's very cool, and you're right. That is something that's been asked for some time. This idea that if I'm looking for, if I'm trying to craft my own spacecraft, and I need hulls, I need materials, for the hull, I can go and do hull scraping and gather some of the materials that I need for that. It's thematically similar.
But as an additional note there, so that
OJ says, I really want base building, but currently there's a lot of work to do before it's here. I mean, just the servers have to be optimized before they can handle all the buildings, ships, etc. in one location. Yeah, dynamic server meshing is going to be big this year. We're getting quasi, and I think that's a good start. And then once dynamic server meshing is in, I agree with you, like things will start to happen. And it's about populating like a base like in your visuals and then taking it out of your visuals, so it's like still there, but it's there on like the replication layer. Like there's so much tech with that crap, but there's a lot they have to do still. And then drones, I mean, they don't have drones working yet. Drones are a big part of base building, and they don't have drones working yet. I don't know when those are coming either. That's another big one. Curious to see what's going on with the drones and stuff too. But yeah,
there will be some materials that you won't get back, so like in the crafting process, right? So you will use some materials in the crafting process that are, like, let's say, volatile or in some way exclusive. So if you would then structural salvage your recently crafted vehicle, you might get some of the material not back at all. Like if, for example, bad example, but for an example, if you used antimatter in the crafting process, you won't get that back. You will just get back aluminum or
Okay.
copper and stuff like that. But those exclusive materials you won't get back in the reverse process of crafting.
Gotcha. I'm just happy I got you to say munching again. While we're still in crafting here, will there be limited use blueprints?
Ooh, limited
Yes.
use.
In short, yes.
Huh.
We're going to be supporting both finite use blueprints, so like you get it, you can only use it n times, and then also blueprints that have a cooldown in between uses, so you can only
Oh.
use it, periodically.
I did not know about any of this. This is a big deal. I had no idea there was cooldowns on blueprints. This is new to me.
It's just to give us some extra ways to balance and limit certain things, but we're not giving any examples of that at this point.
Yeah. I
Okay.
was there on a Hazy server in Star Wars Galaxies when it launched, cornering the market on cracked dragon pearls and just ripping out so many items, so many weapons and stuff, so many armors to corner the market before anybody else could catch up. So it's nice to know that there are going to be limits on some of the more interesting things. Can you trade blueprints?
Yes and no.
What?
So
No.
we mentioned at SitCon that the blueprints are awarded to your character, essentially, to your character's virtual blueprint library. So if you get directly credited a blueprint from a mission or a reputation reward or something,
Yep.
then it's bound to your character.
Right.
You can't trade it.
We know that.
But there will be some gameplay where you find blueprints on a data pad, and that data pad can be traded before you read the data off it. Once it's been downloaded, though, it's gone. It's a one-time download, essentially. So if you've already found this blueprint and you find another blueprint of it in a loot crate somewhere, you can give it to your friend. But once they've downloaded it, the data pad is dead.
Okay. And eventually, when we have a more robust trading system, I can see that being a hot commodity on the
Where is it?
on whatever our version of an auction house will be.
We need a trade system, please, Ben. Something.
Can we use stolen materials to craft?
Ooh.
Absolutely. The crafter doesn't care about the legality of anything. I mean, heck, you can probably steal an item, dismantle it into parts, and make a whole new thing out of it. So,
Seems like a good way to
Actually,
get rid of
that is-
the evidence.
Yeah,
Yes.
actually, that is the recommended loop if you steal an item, right? So because items have an ownership associated to them, and either you somehow get rid of the ownership marking and replace it, or you go the easy way and just disassemble it and craft the item yourself, because you don't have to hunt down the materials, or not as much materials, because again, not the 1-to-1 ratio
Smart.
if you disassemble.
yeah. But I do like the idea of nicking someone's entire spaceship and deconstructing it and then making some other ship out of it.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
If you pledge for a ship,
Yep.
will you receive a blueprint to craft it?
Ooh.
If you buy a car from the dealer, can you make more? No, you cannot. Pledging a ship does not give you the blueprint to craft it. You got to earn that like everybody else. But it gives you the ship, and you can use the ship. Like I said at SitCon, though, once you've got a ship, however you got it, whether you pledged for it or got it in game or nicked it or something, you will be able to upgrade it. So even though you can't craft directly, make a brand new high tier ship, you can upgrade the one that you pledged for in-game materials and research and all that. But yeah, you'll be able to do that to ensure your vehicle has the best stats that you want for it.
Cool.
And you just butted up against one of the other big questions that a lot of folks had after that presentation. WTF, the upgrade system. How does this work? What are
great
tier
question.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Is it the same thing for every ship? Is it different for every ship? Is it customizable, like I seem to think you just hinted at there? How are we expecting this tier system to work? Keeping in mind, there's still lots of development between now and its implementation.
Yes, absolutely. But I'll talk about the current plans. So first of all, there's different kinds of blueprint, and most of them will be upgradable through research. Different kinds of blueprint will get different benefits from researching them. So like a refining blueprint will get more efficient. So you get a better yield of refined goods for raw input.
That's cool.
Or like a repair blueprint might be able to repair a little bit more effectively, stuff like that.
Interesting.
But the one that everyone's probably asking about is the creation blueprint, which lets you make new stuff. And a higher tier one of those will let you craft the higher tier of the relevant item. So let's say you've already got the tier 1 blueprint for a gun, and it has stats like fire rate and recoil. You'll be able to see on the crafting UI the stat range for those stat types. And the exact value that you get when you actually make the gun will be dependent on the quality of the resources that you put in.
Right.
When you upgrade the blueprint to tier 2, you'll see the tier 2 version of the gun, and those stat ranges will be shifted. So it'll have a higher top end and a higher low end as well. It'll be on average better.
Okay.
But the actual number that you get is still dependent on the quality of the materials you put in. Of course, the higher tier blueprints also need you to bring more advanced materials to them. And yeah, related to that is that these blueprints have aspects, we call them. It's kind of like parts of the product, so like the barrel of a gun or the grip of the gun or something like that, which will influence different stats of the item. So if you put materials into the grip part of the gun, the quality of those materials might impact the recoil, but it's not going to impact the rate of fire.
Right.
And this becomes especially interesting for the very highest tier of creation blueprints, because then you'll get a choice of what materials to put into certain aspects, and based on the choice you make, it will influence different stats. So you might be able to choose between improving the recoil or the reload speed, depending on which material you put in.
That's sick. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then I guess the only other kind of blueprint that's interesting for upgrade is the upgrade blueprint itself, because research and upgrade blueprints are not quite the same thing. But if you use an upgrade blueprint to increase the tier of an existing item, none of the existing stats or materials on that item matter anymore. It's just the new materials that you put in for the upgrade will affect the stats. And the important reason for this is so that whether you craft an item straight at tier 3 or craft it at tier 1 and then upgrade to tier 2 and then upgrade to tier 3, the resulting item will be the same if you use the same materials.
So you can skip a step if you need, if you have the blueprint. If you have
the creation blueprint, you can skip, and you skip straight to whatever tier you want. The upgrade basically only exists if you already have the item and you don't want to spend all of the resources to make a whole another copy of it. You just want to spend the smaller amount of resources necessary to turn it into the higher tier one.
And that upgrade blueprint, I assume one of the ingredients is the original item.
Yes.
Yeah, guys, and so you were speaking. You're speaking primarily of guns and items, but this system, one would assume, is also applicable to the ships as well.
Yep, absolutely.
And not only ships, also ship components. It's like something that we really want to make sure is that we don't want you to go through the process of, because you crafted your tier 1 item, you then have to disassemble it to just craft a tier 2 item, right? So that is like nonsense. So we really want to enable players to have their item and then use the upgrade to actually still have the item, but then the better version of that.
So extrapolating this out here, if you take something like an Aurora, let's start just with a base level here, and you have now upgraded the hull to stage 5 or tier 5, where you've now used specific materials to customize specific elements and stats of that hull. And then you've done the same with the weapons, and you've customized the weapons up to tier 5 with certain materials to benefit certain things. And you've done the same thing with the components to custom up to tier 5 to customize certain attributes differently. You can have an Aurora that is dramatically different than David's Aurora or Pete's Aurora or something. It's like,
absolutely.
This is where we start to see the
so
differential
sick.
between not just individual ship models, but within the ship model itself.
Dude, that is so... Are you listening to like how deep this is? Like, that is so sick. I still don't understand the upgrading part for some reason. Like the way he said it, because what I assumed is like you have a tier 1 a P4AR, okay? Then you get a upgrade blueprint for a tier 3. You can just jump to tier 3. Is that how it goes? Like if I get a tier 3 P4AR blueprint, I can just upgrade it, or I can upgrade through research, and I can upgrade through an upgrade. There's so much. I'm a little confused on like how many different ways to upgrade, but.
And when some decisions are made that affect the baseline of a ship, the one that folks can buy in Astro Armada or whatnot, and so those decisions don't happen in a vacuum. They have to be accounted for. Also, the potential upgrade path that is coming with crafting and stuff like this. And if a ship is in a certain way where you're like, well, I'm not really a fan of it in its base.
Popo Shake says if you have a blueprint, you can craft it on any upgrade level you desire if you have the mats. That's not how I understood it here, though.
Base configuration.
We'll have to listen to it again.
Through time and effort on the player.
I have to go back because it's going to drive me insane.
I'll talk about the current plans.
Okay, here we go again.
So, first of all, there's different kinds of blueprint, and most of them will be upgradable through research. Different kinds of blueprint will get different benefits from research.
So most of them can be upgradable through research. Okay. He's saying you can either craft a high tier directly, or you can use an upgrade blueprint to get it to the same place, but spend less mats if you were to craft it directly. Tier 3 blueprint will need all the mats from 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay.
So like a refining blueprint will get more efficient. So you get a better yield of refined goods for raw input. Or like a repair blueprint might be able to repair a little bit more effectively, stuff like that. But the one that everyone's probably asking about is the creation blueprint, which lets you make new stuff. And a higher tier one of those will let you craft the higher tier of the relevant item.
Okay, so that's what I understood. If you have a higher tier creation blueprint, so if I have a tier 4 P4AR creation blueprint, I can craft that P4AR at tier 4. So far, that's what I got. Okay.
So let's say you've already got the tier 1 blueprint for a gun, and it has stats like fire rate and recoil.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be able to see on the crafting UI the stat range for those stat types.
Yep.
And the exact value that you get when you actually make the gun will be dependent on the quality of the resources that you put in.
Got it. Yep.
When you upgrade the blueprint to tier 2, you'll see the tier 2 version of the gun, and those stat ranges will be shifted.
Now, the upgrading to tier 2 requires research, which means if we saw at CitizenCon, the research was like build 10 P4ARs at 900 quality. That was whatever. That's kind of like what that was. Okay. Using 900 quality items or whatever. That was like the research. You'd have to do like things repetitively. Okay. So let's keep listening.
So it'll have a higher top end and a higher low end as well. It'll be on average better. But the actual number that you get is still dependent on the quality of the materials you put in.
Right.
Of course, the higher tier blueprints also need you to bring more advanced materials to them. And related to that is that these blueprints have aspects, we call them. It's kind of like parts of the product, so like the barrel of a gun or the grip of the gun or something like that.
Yep.
Which will influence different stats of the item. So if you put materials into the grip part of the gun, the quality of those materials might impact the recoil.
Right.
But it's not going to impact the rate of fire.
Okay.
And this becomes especially interesting for the very highest tier of creation blueprints.
Okay.
Because then you'll get a choice of what materials to put into certain aspects.
Okay.
And based on the choice you make, it will influence different stats. So you might be able to choose between improving the recoil or the reload speed, depending on which material you put in.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then I guess the only other kind of blueprint that's
This is the one right here.
interesting for upgrade is the upgrade blueprint itself. Because research and upgrade blueprints are not quite the same thing.
Okay, so research, you go one by one. You research, you have a tier 1, you research to a tier 2, then you research to a tier 3. That's research one by one. This is an upgrade blueprint, which is different. Okay.
But if you use an upgrade blueprint to increase the tier of an existing item, none of the existing stats or materials on that item matter anymore. It's just the new materials that you put in for the upgrade will affect the stats. And the important reason for this is so that whether you craft an item straight at tier 3 or craft it at tier 1 and then upgrade to tier 2 and then upgrade to tier 3, the resulting item will be the same.
This part is killing me. I'm sorry. We've been streaming like 9 hours. How long? Yeah, 9 hours. Literally 9 hours now. Okay. All right. So this is the part that's messing me up right here.
Stats. And the important reason for this is so that whether you craft an item straight at tier 3,
which means you have a tier 3 P4AR blueprint. That's what I'm understanding. You have a tier 3 P4AR blueprint. You craft it straight at tier 3, or you research to tier 3. They have the same exact stats. That's what I'm understanding. But where does this upgrade come into play?
Or craft it at tier 1 and then upgrade to tier 2 and then upgrade to tier 3, the resulting item will be the same if you use the same materials.
So you can skip a step if you need, if you have the blueprint.
If you have the creation blueprint, you can skip, and you skip straight to whatever tier you want. The upgrade basically only exists if you already have the item and you don't want to spend all of the resources to make a whole nother copy of it. You just want to spend the smaller amount of resources necessary to turn it into the higher tier 1.
Got it. Okay. If you have a P4, tier 5 P4AR blueprint, it takes a lot of resources because there's like a lot of slots. There's like 5 slots or whatever. You have a lot of resources that you need. You need more resources for a tier 5. You could do that, or you can take your tier 2, use the upgrade blueprint to make it a tier 3, insert the extra resources, so not the resources to get it to tier 2, but the extra resources to get it to tier 3, which is not a lot, to make it a tier 3. Got it. Guys, everyone understand now? I think I got it. So if you have a P4AR, tier 5, it costs a lot of resources. If you have that creation blueprint, it costs a lot of resources to make. And if you have, let's say you have a tier 2, right? You have a tier 2, but you want to upgrade, use an upgrade blueprint, a P4AR upgrade blueprint, slap it on the tier 2. Now you only have to pay the little bit amount to upgrade it to tier 3. Bang. That's all I needed. I'm sorry, I had to come to that conclusion on my own. I apologize, but here we go.
Certain attributes, differently. You can have an Aurora that is.
This is amazing, by the way. I just got to really quickly comment on this. An Aurora. Think about all the stuff that you can make tier 5 in this thing. All the stuff, the engines, whatever they allow you to customize, but all of it can be tier 5. But then all of it can be tier 5 with certain quality items. And the quality matters for every single item, every single component, every weapon, the hull, everything. That's insane. The depth in this game is going to be on another level, dude.
Dramatically different than David's Aurora or Pete's Aurora or something. It's like,
absolutely.
This is where we start to see the differential between not just individual ship models, but within the ship model itself.
By the way, Captain Waldhar said it in the chat just now. Tier 5 can be stolen from you. You have insurance on tier 1. That's it. Or tier 0. I assume tier 1. You have insurance on tier 1. You don't have insurance on a tier 5. So like, let's say you pledge for I have a pledged Guardian MX. That's a tier 1 or a tier 0, I think. I think it's tier 0. I don't know. Tier 0, tier 1 doesn't matter. Tier 1, tier 0 Guardian MX. If I upgrade that bad boy all the way to a tier 5, okay, and someone takes it or it explodes or I crash into a freaking asteroid again for the 20,000th time that day, I now claim insurance, but the insurance is only for the tier 0 or tier 1 Guardian MX. I lost the tier 5. It's gone. That is so sick. It allows people that want to be casual to still play with lower tier items. And then you can choose to bring your higher tier items out. I thought they said that you can get tier 3 insurance, which will be all the upgrades. I think I would assume you can pay for better insurance. I don't know though. But this is so basically OJ, you played Eve, right? So basically in Eve, even if you purchase a ship with real money, you lose it. It's gone forever, right? Is that correct? For anyone that's played Eve? Okay, so it's going to be like that, except only for the higher tier stuff. Like LTI, from what I understand, and we can watch another video on this, but from what I understand, LTI only covers tier 1 or the bottom tier. It covers that. It covers components. And it covers chassis. Chassis, LTI is tier 0. Okay, tier 0, chassis, there's going to be a higher tier insurance. Okay, cool. Basic components. Okay, so there's going to be higher tier insurance that I'm sure you can pay for. Is that it? You can go back and salvage the ship and get a lot of the ship mats. Okay. Yeah, we can watch that clip if you find it. Let me know. Because I actually want to get that in my mind too. The thing is, I want to get knowledgeable about this stuff because a lot of people ask me these questions and I feel like a lot of people don't know these answers either. So I think it's important to like at least talk about where they are. That doesn't mean that's where they're going to be. It's where they are right now or where they were in 2024. But it's important to know an idea, have an idea. Is getting as complicated as real life. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know so much, dude. That's what I'm saying. However, you can steal a ship and transfer the title. Yes. So a bricked ship can be transferred if you have a certain amount of rep with a certain thing. Yeah, it's the best estimation we have.
And when some decisions are made that affect the baseline.
Yeah, you're right, OJ. You're right.
The one that folks can buy in Astro Armada or whatnot. And so those decisions don't happen in a vacuum. They have to be accounted for. Also, the potential upgrade path that is coming with crafting and stuff like this. And if a ship is in a certain way where you're like, well, I'm not really a fan of it in its base configuration, but through time and effort on the player's behalf, maybe you can take a ship that you weren't totally happy with and now make it to something that becomes your daily driver. Yeah,
this calls back to the heavy balancing effort that Torsten was talking about earlier. That one of the big challenges is going to be very carefully balancing all of the different possibilities that you'll have access to with crafting.
Good luck.
Because instead of just one ship has these values for these thrusters, the ship hull can change, and the thrusters can change. Multiple tiers of them, quality scaling, lots of potential for.
I never played Eve. I feel like I missed out on Eve, but yeah, it sounds really good. I'm gonna pause this alert or this ad because I want to keep watching this
variation. So.
Oh, never mind. I just played the ad by accident.
Very close attention to this.
Sorry.
You're just creating a whole lot of work for Rich Towler and his team, aren't you?
A whole lot of work.
Sorry, guys.
He's gonna bust through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man here in a minute.
All right, so here he is. Here he is. Okay, so UEC Craft. Okay, you ready? Vehicle insurance system. My ship is destroyed. I have active insurance. I choose the duration of and my tier: T1 chassis, T2, T1 components, T3, T2, and decorations. T2 and decorations. Oh, that's as high as it goes? It doesn't go to tier 5? Is this true? Or is this just like it goes down more? So tier 1 is just chassis. Chassis and components. I don't know. Okay, I think they're calling the tier, like the insurance tiers. This is just the insurance. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It includes everything below. Okay. I have applied a warranty, recoverable in game and transferable from ship to another. I get my ship back according to insurance tier and recovery time. Okay. If I have no warranty, then I get my credits back according to insurance tier and okay. I don't have insurance. Not taken, not renewed. My ship is lost. Brother. Okay. If I bought a ship from the store with real money, my ship is destroyed. LTI. I choose my tier: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Duration, insurance, unwritten. I don't have active insurance, not renewed. I owe overcost recovery in game. I have a lifetime warranty. I get my ship back. Okay, interesting. Not craft tiers. Yeah, this is insurance tiers. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, this is 2024 via Spectrum, not set in stone. I'm glad they said that. Okay.
Of your base as well to kind of further kind of hide your base if you want to.
So does LTI matter? Yes. LTI gives you permanent. It gives you insurance for the life of in terms of chassis. So you get chassis insurance. It said it right there. So LTI, you have a lifetime warranty. So LTI goes insurance, lifetime warranty, get ship back. Yep, like OJ just said. So you have lifetime warranty and active insurance. Warranty is a whole different thing. So what are 10? You get that for 10 years. You get 10 years of that, I believe. Right?
Or
Chat?
in the other way, like really make it stand out in the base, in the environment. But yes, the idea is that we will have different tin planets that fit with the different biomes that can be found on the planets.
One would assume there has to be some level of terrain manipulation, though. Is that entirely automated by the system, or will any of that be in player control?
Yeah, so the idea is that we don't want to fully allow the players to customize the terrain to their liking, because that would take away from the value of scouting for a good location. So there will be buildings that will do a very light terrain manipulation, just to make sure that like the staircases work and so on. But the majority, the best solution that we'll provide is the use of foundation tiles, the big concrete slabs that people get to place down, and then on those they'll be able to kind of put their buildings down. And those will deform the terrain, so if you have a plot of land that is not particularly flat for you to build connectable buildings, then the idea is that you would put down a foundation first, and then from there on you'll be able to connect your buildings on top of there.
That's good, because like finding flat land is always a problem. So those big concrete slabs are important.
We can squeeze a couple more in before we're done here. How will player trading at bases work?
Okay, this is big.
All right, I suppose there's two ways to look at this. You've got your seller and the buyer. If we look at the seller, then you've either acquired your items or you've crafted them and you want to put them up for sale, you can do that by placing them in a freight elevator, listing them on a connected terminal, or make a physical shop. And then there'll be a mobiGlas app where you can say, hey, I have T3 bombs for sale, everyone come and grab them before they're gone. And then as the buyer, you browse the advertisements on this new trading app, go to the base and purchase them. Or if there is a very particular item that you want, you can put in a buy order and you'll say, I want this item, this many of them, these stats, deliver it to this location. Obviously that'll cost more because someone has to accept that and then do the delivery.
That's so crazy. You're gonna have like players delivering your items to you, like Amazon.
But it means that you get a very particular item that you want.
Okay, so it sounds like base build, one of the major components of base building will be this this next major step forward in player trading that folks have been waiting.
So again, we are not getting player trading until we get base building, gentlemen, ladies. Warranty just means you'll get your ship back, but if you don't have insurance, you will have to pay a fee to get it back. If you have LTI to go with it, you don't have to pay to get the ship back, but the ship, only the ship, no upgrades, then you can pay for higher insurance according to the chart. Okay, cool. I'm starting to understand now. Thank you guys for clarifying. I appreciate it very much.
Right now, there isn't a super easy system for of I'm going to give you this and you give me, credits in return. So it sounds like most of that comes online for the first time with base building.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see actually the spread between like local shops and people who band together to make like big market bases where it's shared and hundreds of people can come and sell their stuff.
That's what we did in Eve. Dude, I don't know if you guys have ever seen here, but Ultima Online Mall. Let's see if I can find it. Oh gosh, guys, don't make fun of my game. Okay, this is my game. You make fun of it, you're in big trouble. Don't make fun of my game. Don't you think about it, chat. All right, the images are so small I can't even see anymore. Goodness me, man. Okay, well, the images are so small I can't find player malls. The reason I wanted to find a player mall is because this is how they used to do this back in the day. Is they used to do like player malls where you'd like you just set up a whole bunch of vendors. Okay, this is not good, but you set up a whole bunch of vendors and then you would hit like that. That's why you were saying like player malls. What's up, Ryan? Welcome back, dude. I hope your day was okay. I played on Atlantic as well. Yep, I was on Atlantic the whole time, pretty much. We did a little bit of Siege Perilous, but that was when you it was permadeath, I believe, on Siege, so we didn't do it too long. Very excited for the future of crafting. Of course, tier 5, having the quality of materials and having that impact your power plants and your radar and all of that when they get to the components and weapon building and all of that. And of course, talk about the ships. It's very deep, this crafting system, and I cannot wait until it grows. Obviously, we have tier 0 now, and I did make a 900 average quality P4 AR. And let me tell you, we put that to the test tonight and it was incredible. That video will be out soon. If you want to watch that, hit the sub button. And as always, 07s, God bless, and I will see you in the next video.